There's no way you can forget Ben Stokes pulling off this insane catch during the 2019 World Cup. From the craziest acrobatic dives to flying through the air like a bird, some players have defied the laws of gravity when it comes to the best catches we've seen. So with that in mind, let's take a look at some of the best catches of all time, starting off with Dwayne Leverrock's infamous Bermuda slip catch. In a world of fit and agile cricket players, this guy, weighing 280 pounds, stands out like a jolly giant on the cricket field. It was Bermuda's first appearance at the World Cup, and they were up against India, a team desperate for a win after a shocking loss to Bangladesh. India needed not just any win, but a big one, to avoid crashing out of the competition in the group stage. Then, a very surprising twist of events occurred during the second over of the day. A young 17-year-old named Malachi Jones was about to bowl, all while making his World Cup debut. He sent down a length ball just outside off stump, making Indian opener Robin Uthappa feel a bit nervous. Uthappa poked at the ball and it flew towards Leverrock, who was positioned at a wide first slip. Despite his figure, Leverrock displayed an athleticism that no one saw coming. He launched himself to the right with lightning speed and pulled off an incredible one-handed catch. Even he himself couldn't believe what he had just pulled off. He sprinted, screamed, and blew kisses to the cheering crowd, as if he had just won the World Cup single-handedly. But just like this amazing moment, we were shocked to see our favourite pair team up for another mind-blowing catch. Yep, you heard that right. In a T20 match in England's domestic league, Aaron Finch and Adam Lyth teamed up for a catch for Yorkshire. What's even crazier is that it was almost identical to a catch they made just a month earlier. Both times, Lyth was the hero, living up to his name by pulling off some boundary acrobatics to prevent two certain sixes. But Finch's effort was no less impressive, as he dove forward to snatch the ball just inches above the ground at Headingley. The batsman, Cobb, had hit the ball well enough for a six, but Lyth and Finch had other plans. Lyth somehow managed to flick the ball back into the field of play whilst in mid-air, just as it was about to sail over the long-on boundary. And then, like a superhero, Finch was there once again to complete the catch with a breathtaking one-handed dive to his right. You'd think this latest piece of brilliance couldn't be topped, but with these two, you never know what they'll pull off next. Speaking of brilliance, let's look at Jordan Cox's ridiculous catch against Somerset in the 2022 T20 Blast. Earlier in the innings, he accidentally bumped into his fellow fielder, Bell Drummond, who was sliding towards the boundary whilst he took a catch to dismiss the Somerset opener. However, due to this contact, the umpires ruled it as a six instead of a wicket. Despite the frustration, Cox didn't let that affect him. A few overs later, Gregory attempted a leg side pull-off Darren Stevens. It seemed like a sure six. Cox leaped towards the boundary, stretching out to snatch the ball and miraculously clawed it back onto Mills, who completed the catch, all whilst in mid-air. Cox was so happy, he even decided to do Cristiano Ronaldo's Siu celebration for the crowd. Moving on to AB de Villiers' one-handed catch for RCB on boundary. This is one guy who has a highlight reel longer than a giraffe's neck, and he added another classic moment to it here. The South African superstar, who is no stranger to jaw-dropping athletic feats, did something crazy at the IPL. Playing for RCB against the mighty Sunrisers Hyderabad, de Villiers was stationed on the boundary when the action heated up. England batsman Alex Hales smashed a ball with all his might, and it seemed destined for a maximum. With some kind of gravity-defying magic, AB de Villiers leapt like a gazelle and snatched the ball with one hand. It was like watching a scene straight out of a movie, and the crowd gasped in amazement. But that wasn't all. Earlier in the match, de Villiers showcased his batting prowess, scoring a speedy 69 runs from just 39 deliveries. Thanks to his brilliant contribution, RCB posted a formidable 218 runs on the scoreboard. His superhero catch turned out to be a game-changer. RCB managed to defend their total and secured a thrilling 14-run victory against Hyderabad. Up next, Ben Stokes' 2019 World Cup catch. A lot went down in the ICC World Cup 2019, that's for sure. On this occasion, England were playing South Africa in the group stage, and the spotlight was on Ben Stokes. Adil Rashid, the spinner, bowled a tricky ball, and South African all-rounder Andile Fekhlukwayo decided to go for a big slog sweep towards mid-wicket. The ball was sailing, and it looked like it was about to go for six. But wait for it, Stokes, with his mighty reflexes, flung himself into the air and grabbed the ball with just one hand. And let me tell you, it will go down as one of the best catches ever. Next up is Chris Jordan's one-handed catch and throw to Jason Roy against India. India was racing away with their innings, leaving England scratching their heads. But then, out of nowhere, Chris Jordan, the England seamer, decided to bring his team back into the game. The Indian batsman swung his bat, and it seemed like a certain six was on the way. But guess what? Jordan had other plans. He sprang into action, sprinting like a cheetah, and snatched the ball out of thin air with one hand. But as Jordan's momentum was carrying him at full speed over the boundary rope, he managed a perfect offload to Jason Roy, his teammate. And trust me, Roy couldn't believe his eyes. He was laughing in sheer disbelief as he completed the simple part of the deal, taking the catch safely. But that wasn't the only time we found this guy literally flying through the air. He did it again in the 2019-20 Big Bash League. It was a match between Perth Scorchers and Melbourne Renegades with just 3 overs to go. But then, Jordan flew through the air and made an absolutely eye-catching catch to dismiss Dan Christian. As if that wasn't enough, right after that incredible catch, Jordan took a wicket with the ball in his hand. The Renegades were left 11 runs short of the target, and the Scorchers emerged victorious. And let's not forget Mitchell Marsh, who was the man of the match for his explosive half-century innings at a strike rate of over 250. This significant moment in the match helped the Scorchers kick off their new BBL season on a winning note. The next most incredible moment calls for Ben Stokes' sensational catch to remove Adam Vokes. It was during an Ashes match in 2015, when Australia were in real trouble, just 21-4 thanks to a stunning spell from Stuart Broad. Broad got one over his former county colleague Adam Vokes, who had barely managed to get a single run to his name. Vokes might have thought he got away with a nick, but little did he know that Ben Stokes had something extraordinary in store. Like the true champion he is, Stokes dived, reaching out with one hand behind him. The ball seemed to have beaten him, but in a breathtaking display of cricketing genius, Stokes plucked the ball from the air with his one-handed catch. The crowd was left in absolute awe, and it looked like even the commentators couldn't stop raving about this remarkable feat. Up next is Trent Boult's crazy catch against RCB in the IPL. This New Zealand cricket sensation has been at the forefront of some of the absolute best catches in the history of cricket. And one catch in particular stands out, taking us back to the 2008 IPL match between RCB and Delhi Daredevils. A horrible leg stump full toss was bowled to none other than the great Virat Kohli. Kohli, being the master batsman he is, smoothly times the ball and flicks it effortlessly. The ball is racing towards the boundary for 6, and it seems like nothing can stop it. But with impeccable timing, Trent Boult leaps into the air like a majestic bird and boom! He pulls off an extraordinary interception, snatching the ball right out of the air. Talking of great catches, this next one takes some beating. A young Suresh Raina's extraordinary catch against Pakistan during the Asia Cup. Now this may have dated back to the start of the 21st century, but it is still talked about today. Sourav Ganguly was the captain, and he led a team of young players who were absolute game changers, not just in their fielding, but also in their physical fitness. One of the stars was the agile Suresh Raina, a force to be reckoned with. It's the Asia Cup of 2012, and India is facing off against Pakistan, the ultimate cricket showdown. Pakistan had an impressive target of 323 runs, and the tension was mounting in the final overs. That's when Suresh Raina stepped up and displayed his brilliance on the field. Positioned at short cover, he was ready for anything. Marauding Yunis Khan took a powerful swing, aiming for the boundary. But Raina, out of nowhere, unexpectedly dived backwards and threw his hand in the air to snatch the ball. It was an absolutely mind-blowing one-handed catch, the kind that leaves everyone in awe. It slowed down Pakistan's scoring rampage in those crucial slog overs. And in fact, according to many cricket fans, it was undoubtedly Raina's career best catch. And finally, for our last one, let's look at the Adam Dale catch. Okay, this might be the best one of the century. It was during the thrilling domestic tournament between Queensland and New South Wales in the 1997-98 season. the Australian medium pacer Adam Dale found himself in the spotlight. His success in domestic cricket had already made him a notable figure, but what he did in this match would immortalise his name in cricketing lore. Phil Emery, the unfortunate batsman representing New South Wales, struck the ball with power, sending it soaring towards the long-on boundary. It seemed destined for a surefire six, until Dale ran 20 metres across to reach the ball. Mid-leap, he stretched out his right hand and, with incredible precision, palmed the ball, all while still being airborne. Now, was that unbelievably cool or what? That's all for today's video. Which one of these moments was your favourite? Also, did we miss any? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon for more amazing content. Thanks for watching.